Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Aileen, and here we talk about all things makeup, mostly luxury makeup, skincare, and fashion. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I hope you consider subscribing and joining the family. I'm excited. So today we're gonna take a look at the new Dior Pink Glow QUINT. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then keep on watching. But before we go, like we always say, comment, like, subscribe. Let's get to it. This palette literally arrived in the mail about 2 hours ago. So here is the QUINT. It is the 619 Pink Glow palette. And I wanted to compare it to a few other Dior palettes that I have, and just compare the shades and see how they differ or not. So one of them is the Dior Holiday Couture collection, the Sparkling Couture palette, which looks like so. And this shade right here is what really interested me in using it as a comparison. And second is Mitza. So this is Mitza, and this is Pink Glow. So I really wanted to just do some swatch comparisons of these, create an eye look, and go from there. So here's the palette. I'm going to swatch it 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 in the center. So here's the palette swatched. I love the color story. These two look the same, but this has more of a gold tone and this has more of a rose gold tone, if the camera is picking that up. The quality of the swatches is just as great as the other QUINTs. So moving on to this palette here, I really want to swatch this shade here and compare it to these two shades. So I will put it right here. It is different. These are pinkier, where this one has more of a warm tone and an orangeness to it, if you can see that. So they are different. This is the light pink shade in that palette, which is definitely different, and it's matte, where these are shimmery, and this one is matte. This shade here, I will swatch. This is definitely more peach, where these are more pink. So it's definitely not like this one. So far, so good. So I want to do a couple swatches of Mitza. Let's start with the dark shade. I'm going to swatch it right here. They are different. I'm not sure how different they will be on the eye, but this one is lighter than this one. This is the one from the new Pink Glow, and this is the one from Mitza. Next, I'm going to swatch the top two and the one in the center from Mitza. So this one is more coppery. The one from the Holiday palette is more peach. And the ones from Pink Glow definitely have that pink undertone. And then this is the second shade in Mitza, which does not compare either. And then the middle shade from Mitza is more of a purpley pink. Those do not compare either. So from a Dior perspective, as far as the palettes that I do have, I do feel Pink Glow is different than anything I already own from the Dior QUINTs, and I'm happy with that. And I do already have my makeup done, all except the eyes, which we will get to with the Pink Glow. So next, it made me think of the Burberry Runway palette, which is new and I hope to have this video out soon. So there are a couple shades in here that do resemble each other. This one, the dark burgundy, even though in the Burberry palette it is shimmery, where in the Dior it is matte. And then these golds are different. So yeah, let's see. So I did wipe away the comparison swatches. This is the Pink Glow. So I wanted to take a look at a few here. So this is from the Runway palette. So this one is different. This has more of a rose gold hue than these two. So that shade is definitely different. Next I want to do, that was this shade here. Next I want to do the center shade. This shade does resemble this shade a lot. On the eyes, you will definitely never tell a difference with those two shades. Next, I want to compare the dark burgundy in the Burberry palette. And I'm going to put that right here next to it. So this one from the Burberry palette is a lot lighter. Even if I tried to build it, to intensify it, it's not going to intensify as much as the Dior. Next, I'll swatch these two from the Burberry palette, but I did not expect them to compare, and they do not. So let's get into our eye look. I really do love the Dior formula. So I'm going to start with, so I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to start with shade 2, which is this one here. And I'm going to go in with the BK Beauty 201. And I'm going to put this into the crease and transition. And I want something simple yet fast. And I'm usually one to really want a matte transition and crease shade, but these shimmers are so lightly shimmered that I am okay using these in the transition and the crease. Next, I'm going to use this matte burgundy shade, and I'm going to use the applicator that comes in these. I've been watching Sean K Beauty, and I see how perfectly and precise she gets the shadow when she uses these, and I'm like, so many of us just throw these out to the side, including myself. But they fit into the corners of the eyes just perfectly. So I'm just going to deepen that up a little more. Go back in with the first brush, no additional product, just softening the lines. So pretty. And then with the same sponge applicator, I'm just going to flip it over. I'm going to go into the center shade. And apply that to the rest of the lid. And what I really like is if you want to darken that up, you just, and blend those two together, you just flip your little sponge applicator back and forth. It's so pretty. I'm going to go into that dark burgundy shade and just do the outer third here. Clean that off. Go into this shade I used in the transition and just buff all that out together and bring it all the way across. I'm going to clean my brush off again. I'm going to go into this shade here. We're going to use this as the inner corner. I am going to wet it with the Chantecaille Rose Water. Look how pretty that is. And then just brush it lightly onto the lid. So pretty, quick and easy. This formula just blends beautifully. For the next eye look, I'm going to do the same and darken the outer corner of the eye with the dark shade, which is that purple burgundy eggplant color. And then with the BK Beauty 202, I'm going to go into that same shade, but I'm going to bring it into the crease and up a little. Already, on its own, this shade is beautiful. Next, I'm going to go into this bottom shade here, and I'm going to place that all over the lid. Wow. That definitely packs a punch. This is a beautiful shade. I'm going to turn that same brush around and go back into that purple, eggplant, burgundy, everybody calls them different. Back into that dark shade, lighten that up. I'm going to, with no additional product, just soften the line there. Look how pretty. And with this shade here, which is more like a topper, I'm just going to place that right in the middle and then just blend it into both. And if you want a little bit more punch of that topper, you can just dab it and it builds up nicely. And I'm only lightly swiping on the shade so I could build it up slowly. It's so pretty. And both looks are quick, fast, easy, and beautiful. And I'm going to use the center shade as an inner corner highlight. And I did wet that with the Chantecaille Rose Water. Pop that right in the middle. And then blend upward into the other shade. And with my BK Beauty 201, I'm just going to dab to the center shade there and just brighten both brow bones. And here you are. It's stunning. Just like you expect from a Dior QUINT. And for the lower lash line on this eye, I'm just gonna grab a little of that purple, bring it down, outer third, and then into this shade here. This shade's very pigmented. So I went in lightly with the brush and then just buff all that out. Beautiful, yet simple. Let me put on some mascara and we'll talk about the QUINT. Okay, so we're back. Here are both looks with mascara. And I just put a little brown liner to tight line in the upper waterline. That is it. It's stunning. I will say I did have to do some work with this shade here. It did feel like it had already hit hard pan, and I did have to go in with my spoolie and just kind of clear that hard pan out, and then I was able to make it work. The other 4 shades, I absolutely did not have a problem. I'm not sure, even the swatch is quite... There you go. It looks like now that film or hard pan or whatever was there is now gone, because even this swatch is a lot more impressive than that first one. So, but once I did do that, it is working beautifully. I was able to create the looks, use them, they blend beautifully, and the formula is just as great as the other QUINTs. Obviously, it would have been nice if I didn't have to scrape it upon first use, but what do you guys think? Did you pick it up? Have you been using it? Have you enjoyed it? What are your thoughts? Thank you so much for joining me today, guys, and until next time, don't forget, we're all perfectly imperfect. Bye.